We play AC Milan in the Coppa Italia semi-final first leg, and then we've got our first leg of our Europa League second knockout round against Leicester. Are you excited? I am. Yes, hello, welcome on into Livestreams Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily football manager content. If you missed the last episode, go and check it out. It was our first knockout round in the Europa League. We played against Rennes, and seems we're playing against Leicester in the second knockout round today. I think you know how that one went. We're just moving on straight away from the last episode. There's been no games since then. The only update to proceedings is that Camavinga has got himself injured. He's out for the next 1 to 4 days after picking up a twisted knee. So he will miss today's game. He might miss the Leicester game, but he should be back for the next episode when we play against Inter and that second leg against Leicester. Aside from that, we're going for a fairly full-strength side. Kepa in goal. Christensen, Zagadou, Romagnoli at the back. Kalulu, Christensen at wing back, Rice, McKennie who replaces Camavinga, and Risi in midfield, which means we actually have 4, 6 and 8 in midfield. 3 of the first 11 numbers you're meant to have. The first time in so long that's been our midfield, I think. And Abraham partnering Sesko up front. Do I maybe just go and put everyone who's got the numbers 1 to 11 in the team? I don't think that would work. I think 3 of our strikers have numbers that are too high for that to work, and we no longer have a 7 thanks to Pellegrini. So it wouldn't work. Anyway, forget about that. Abraham and Sesko, I'd say, lead the line. It's 26 and 10 goals between the two of them there. Let's see if they can get some more today. So it's the first leg of the semi-final of the Coppa Italia. We've played AC Milan once before this season. It was a 0-0 draw. So let's see how we do in this one. They're playing a 4-3-3. So let's see if we can dominate that formation. Just a couple of minutes in and we do have the ball. Risi finds Abraham and it's out to Kalulu. And he finds Risi now. He's got to finish. He hits it straight at the keeper. And it's still 0-0. Early on we had a chance there, but not quite. Veretout is starting today for AC Milan, formerly of ourselves, remember. But we've completely revamped our midfield. And Veretout just wasn't good enough for us. Throw in for Kalulu on the right hand side. This is the first highlight since the one you saw before, and Abraham heads that one in and gets his 27th of this season. Wonderful, beautiful. That's the way we do it. Our wide players provide so many assists to our centre forwards, and that's what happened there. Kalulu, great ball in, and Abraham was always going to win that header against the defender. The defender was just far too small. There must have been about a foot's worth of difference in height there. And we lead 1-0 early on here, but we do have a chance just before half time. Rice lost the ball there, but Romagnoli will collect it. He plays it back to Rice. And now Christensen and Zagadou. And every player is in the AC Milan half. And Abraham back to Kalulu. Ball in the middle. Sesko makes it 2 assists for Kalulu. A goal for Abraham and now a goal for Sesko. And we are comfortably leading this tie at this moment in time. We don't need to watch the replay. It was so beautiful. You could see it happening. And we go into half time leading 2-0. I think we'll just say to the boys, keep it up. And they look inspired. We've got the ball here, deep in the AC Milan half. Rice plays the ball out to Christensen. And he tries to get round his man and down the line. Finds McKennie. And now Abraham. And it was nearly 3 just at the start of the second half. Not quite, but we've dominated proceedings so far. Hopefully that can continue as the ball gets played in toward Abraham. And it's out to Kalulu and back to Abraham. And can he get the ball in the middle? He gets fouled by Theo Hernandez. And that's surely a penalty kick. And Abraham will have a chance to make it 3. Indeed, VAR awards the penalty. So Abraham will step up. And will he slot this away? Let's find out. No, he doesn't. It's a good save from the keeper. Oh, that's disappointing. Normally when they miss a penalty, they don't normally do much else in the game, do they? So maybe we'll have to take off Tammy here. There is half an hour to go. And maybe we will protect some of our more important players with the game against Leicester coming up. But before we make any changes, there is a chance for AC Milan. Tomori, who's out on the left-hand side there. Can he play it into the middle? Veretout with it now. Into Tovan. It's cleared away by Romagnoli. And Abraham flicks on to Sesko. And they just about win the ball back to AC Milan. Kalulu defends well and Kepa clears it away. Abraham does not win the fight in that headed battle with Tamori, and Munoz has it on the right hand side now for to Ziyech and Malin. And it's back to Danilo, and it's for to Malin again. He's in behind the defence, it's off the post, and it's cleared away by Christensen. We've just about hung on there, and there's 25 minutes to go, and we'll have to make some changes. Tammy's struggling, we'll bring on Vlahovic for him. Kalulu, who's played well, it's on a yellow, so we'll bring on Dallo. We'll bring off Reese as well, and we'll bring on Nico for him. 20 minutes to go, 1-2 now. Just need to hold on to this victory. A 2-goal advantage going into the second leg late next month would be very beneficial indeed, as the time is ticking away here. There's not going to be many more highlights in this game, and it looks like we're going to walk away with a victory. Could it be by some more goals though? Let's find out. Nico launches it long, Sesko doesn't win it, and Anderson heads it back, but Dallo intercepts, and Vlahovic has already got himself a yellow card. Rice, McKennie, there's some space for Christensen if he finds him. It's for to Sesko, and Anderson intercepts, and now AC Milan have a chance to pull one back, make it a bit closer going into the second leg. Veretout plays it toward Tovan on that right hand side, or our right hand side I should say, back in toward Veretout. Rice could have given away a penalty there, but did not give the foul to the referee. Now Munoz finds Ziyech and Tonali and Malin, and he's thrashed that over the bar. He should have hit the target from there, but he did not. And we're going to hold on to a 2-0 victory in this first leg. What a performance from the team. What a result. That's exactly what we wanted. And that second leg late in the next month, you won't see it for a while. There'll be a few more episodes between now and then. But a 2-0 victory going into that game, that will be very useful indeed. Nice work, everyone. And now we've got a couple of days of rest before we have to play up against Leicester in our first leg in our second knockout round of the Europa League. Right, so after that impressive victory against AC Milan, we have our first leg up against Leicester, and I'm going to have to make a few rotations to the side, not because anyone in particular is tired after that last game, because if you look at the fixtures, we play against Inter Milan on Saturday. That's 2 days away. We play on Thursday, and then Saturday, and then the Thursday again. We could have played on the Sunday, but for some reason we're not. So it means that if we want to have some resemblance of a full-strength team for the game against Inter, we need to make a few rotations for this game here. Camavinga's still not back from injury, so the team is going to look like this. Kepa in goal yet again. He's been playing well for us this season. 20 clean sheets in 37 matches. 2 away from setting the record for the most clean sheets in the season by a Roma keeper. Not bad for a keeper Arrizabalaga, is it? Kaike and Lindelof and Romagnoli the back three. Kalulu and Johansson as the wing backs. Christensen's going to move forward to that ball winning role again in midfield, and Reese and McKennie will flank him either side, and Abraham will be partnered by Sesko up front. Go and get us some goals, boys. If we do well in this first leg, we might be able to have a very rotated side in the second one. So here we go, we're in some decent form. Let's have a look at this Leicester side. They're in patchy form. Daka, Sarr, Barnes, Bernat, Fofana, Sayuncu. They've not got a hugely different side compared to what they had when this started 4 seasons ago now. So it should be a team we're capable of beating. Tielemans in midfield, obviously a very, very good player. But hopefully our 3 should be able to kind of dominate their 2 in the middle, as Reese has it here. Finds Kalulu, ball swung in, it's headed away by Ricardo Pereira, only as far as Johansson. And McKennie now, back to Johansson and Christensen, and Reese, forward to Abraham, gets by his man and hits it. It's off the frame of the goal and it's headed away. What an effort from Abraham there, nearly puts us 1-0 up early on in this game. And we do have a throw in on this right hand side from Kalulu. Christensen back to Kalulu. What's Kalulu going to do? Puts it in and Abraham heads it. It's just over the bar. 2 great chances for Abraham so far in this game. And it's half an hour in. There's not been a highlight since those 2 early ones. The referee's Willie Collum from the Scottish Football Leagues. There we go. That's a name I didn't think I'd ever see managing, or should I say refereeing, a game that I've been managing in my glory hunter. I did not like what I saw in that first half. It was fairly poor. We have had most of the ball, most of the chances, but nothing of any high quality, really. That ball was headed in by Fofana, flicked on by Sarr, and we're down 1-0. That was poor defending. Nobody marked Fofana at all at the back post there as he watched this ball come in from Bernat to the back post. Fofana's just unmarked and Sarr heads that in, and we're down 1-0, and we're going to have to do something here. We've got a highlight on the hour mark. I haven't made any changes yet, but I will if we don't get anything from this. We've given the ball away. Dennis Suarez forward toward Barnes. He's in behind Lindelof. Back in, and it's cleared away just about as Reece launches that away, and Abraham doesn't win the header, but Kalulu collects it. And we're going to have to make changes here and make some instruction changes. So, not being dramatic or anything, but triple change. Raspadori on up front, Nico comes on for Reece, and Christensen on in the left wing back position. We're going to play more direct. We're going to try and get the ball over the defence and in behind them and get Raspadori running onto it. The ball swung in there from the corner, and Christensen will collect it. Nico now into Lindelof, back to Kaike, who's not played well today at all. In fact, none of the defence have. Kaike forward to Christensen and Abraham, and Raspadori's in behind. Got to finish. It's wide of the goal. That's why he was here, to get in behind the defence. And he's missed the target. He's missed the target. We're changing to an attacking mentality for the last 10 minutes here, and we'll encourage the team for the last 5. Can they go and get something? Or are we going to lose this first leg 1-0? We are. That's disappointing. That's a game we should not have done that, and a silly mistake not marking the man. No one played well in the game, to be honest. Maybe we should have lost the game, but it wasn't good enough, and now we're going to have to go away from home to Leicester and come away with a result in the next episode. That is going to be tricky. I know we had a rotated side there, but that wasn't good enough. I'd say to them they weren't good enough. It's as simple as that. We've got to improve. They appear motivated by it. We look at the other games that went on around the same time. Rangers drew with Valencia. Benfica beat Leverkusen in the first leg there. And Pedri and Fati scored for Barcelona to put them 2-0 up after their first leg. And that means that we need to turn this around going into our second leg against Leicester. That's the first game we've lost this calendar year. Hopefully we don't lose any of the 2 in the next episode, which are going to be the ones against Inter and SerieA, a top of the table clash in this second leg against Leicester as well. You can see SerieA, we've got a game in hand on Inter and Milan, or Inter and AC Milan, I should say. But we're 2 points clear, so if we win our game in hand, which happens in a few weeks' time, we'd be 5 points clear. So we can't afford to drop this game against Inter Milan, but we don't want to. Remember, we've only lost 2 games. One of them was against Inter, one was against Sampdoria. So we don't want to lose a second one to Inter Milan this year. But you'll have to stick around and watch the next episode to see how we get on in that game against Inter Milan in just a couple of days' time. And that second leg, the vitally important second leg now, up against Leicester. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like on it. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until that next one, which is going to be against Inter and against Leicester, we'll see you then.